Thank you very much, the Master of Ceremonies. Much appreciation to the Adenuba family, the generations after Papa and Mama. I can imagine, we are even seeing it, the kind of legacy they left behind and the kind of dynamism that you have added into it. I would like to appreciate the directors, our venerable Papa and Mama. Good afternoon, Ma. Our parents, the teachers, the management staff, the teaching staff, and anywhere I go, any school I go to, I always recognize the teachers and the students. Most of the time, we forget the teachers. We remember the students, we remember the parents, we remember the school authority. But the teachers in this school, I say 3 busa for you. And also to the students, the young ones, you know it's not easy keeping them. So I've been seeing them dashing in and out. It's peculiar to them. And the senior ones are calmer. And I hope you have learned so many things. You know, the first speaker said she was going to address the parents. But are you not going to be parents one day? You will be parents. And I pray that God will give you good children. So all the things you have learned, don't forget them. I would like to recognize the head boy, Victor. Victor, where is Victor? How are you? And also the head girl, Favor. Yes. Thank you for keeping the tone of the school. The tone of the school is a very beautiful one. You know, I'm a trained teacher. Immediately I entered into the premises, I knew what I will see will be outstanding. You know, when we go on school visits, we know the kind of things that we look out for. If I'm to assess this school, even without going to the classes, without speaking to any student, you have scored 100% already. And I know the Spirit of God will continue to keep this school. I'm beyond childbearing age. I will have said one of my children will come to this school. But my grandchildren can come. When I was picked by the permanent secretary to represent him at this occasion, I didn't know that he was sending me here to come and learn. And I've learned so many things from the speakers. I've learned so many things from the students. I've learned so many things from the school environment, even from the service we held. The first thing we did here, you know, there are so many ways by which we learn. The good book says to learning, there is no end. No end. You learn from your environment, you learn from your teachers, you learn from your parents. And when the speakers were coming one after the other, I was jotting down some things. I was assessing myself, where I got it right and where I didn't get everything. You know, one of the speakers said that we should involve our children in things that we do. I want to tell you something. You know, my first son, immediately he came, I loved him so much that, like our sister, he is in Babcock University too. I loved him so much. Every time before he wakes up, I will polish the shoe. I will iron the dress. I will do everything. Take him to school. Even in the office, I will be so eager to leave the office to go and pick him again from the school. You know, I was doing everything. He was depending on me for everything. It got to a day that I had an assignment very early, so I couldn't polish his shoe. I couldn't iron his dress. I now told him that, come, please quickly polish your shoe for me. You know, when he started to polish, he started from the sole. He started putting polish everywhere. And I was so angry that, come, how come you are polishing where you are not supposed to polish? That at your age, you cannot do this thing. You know what he told me? He said, Daddy, you never allowed me to do anything. You never allowed me to do anything. That day, I learned from him. And since that day, I started allowing him to do things. So that's why today he is able to be a law undergraduate. And on him again, social media. You know, we've been having a lot of talks about social media, the negative impacts and everything. That my particular boy is a very gentle boy, very, very gentle. You know, anytime I get home, I'll just ask him, where is Feromi? He will be in his room with his phone. I was always thinking that he will be on TikTok, he will be on Instagram, he will be on this and that. No. I didn't know he was networking, he was on podcasts, he was on educational sites on YouTube and everything. You know, but he will wake up, he will be in his room from morning till evening after school. And he will now wake up around 2. That's when he will go and eat. Although he will take about 3 or 4 slices of bread and fry about 6 eggs to eat. You know, that's his own pattern. So I was thinking that this particular boy, the way you do, I've never seen you reading your books and whatever. He will tell me, I used to read my books. What about your social media? Because I give him data all the time. He said, I go on educational sites. When the WAEC results came, I now compared what I got when I was in secondary school, when I finished in 1984, and what he got in his own. I said, well, your daddy is not a brilliant man at all. He got A's, and B's. And when the JAMB result came, he just missed being the best student in the country, just by some few marks or whatever. He almost got everything. So you too, you can do like that. Study. Study. Most of you, you know, he told me that anytime he's studying, he will disable notifications on his phone. You know notifications. When he's reading, nothing will come out on TikTok. Nothing will come out on WhatsApp. Nothing will come out on Instagram or whichever. He will disable notifications. He will read. Not that he will not go back there. He will still go later. But he had time for everything. The good book says, redeem the time because the days are what? Evil. So, once again, from the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, which has changed the name now to Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, I'm bringing you glad tidings. I'm bringing you goodwill. And I pray that as the foundation of the school was laid on God, that God will continue to sustain you. I was asking somebody that, is the name of the school Mate or Mate? He said, Mate. That was the meaning of Mate. When she told me, I said, glory be to God. And the mate, I wish to see some of my mates too. You know, I was born before the school was formed, so it means some of the first set of students will be mates. So as we are mates, We pray that Mate will be our portion. Mate will be your portion. And everything will turn out beautifully for you. And I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you with this. You are young now. You are young. And you don't know where your influence will spread. When I started teaching, you know, I didn't stay in the classroom for long before I went to administration. You know, I was traveling out of the country. I was going to Beijing. So as soon as we got to the airport, I just heard my name from the public address system that I should step forward. In fact, I was sweating that maybe I got something from somebody or whatever. But eventually when I got to the front, it was one of my students that I taught about 20-something years ago that saw me and said, "You must not queue. You must come to the front." You know, that's the influence of students. And you know, when I got to Beijing, after 16 hours, you know, going through Ethiopia and whatever, the first black person I saw was one of my ex-students in that place. So it means you have great roles to play. Please, when you become important in life, don't forget your parents, don't forget your teachers. They have done a lot to shape you. Don't abuse them. Don't give them names. Don't ridicule them. And I pray that God will beautify your life. Once again, to the management of Mate, much appreciation, much adoration, and much commendation. Thanks. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for her.